Jay Bearhat? So, Jay Bearhat, how are you doing?
Not great.
Tell me more.
Okay. So do you remember the movie Space Jam?
Oh, of course, yeah, classic. 1996, Michael Jordan, Bugs Bunny, based off of the famous series of commercials.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, now do you remember Space Jam 2?
Yeah, I mean, certainly, less so maybe, but I remember that they made a second one, yeah.
Okay, and that's weird, right? Because that one, just came out.
Yeah.
You saw Space Jam,
Yes.
probably years ago is the last time you saw it. Maybe a year ago.
Sure, yeah. I saw... Well, I rewatched it pretty recently because I knew I was so excited that there was a new one coming out.
That's crazy. That is insane that you would do that.
Okay, let me see if I can go through what I remember about Space Jam 2. The devil from The Devils, the nun from The Devils, Count Russell's The Devils, is a pretty prominent character.
Shockingly prominent.
Shockingly, really We go to Matrix. LeBron James goes to Matrix World.
The various characters from the Matrix, well, people dressed up at them like it's an amusement park, are in the background of the crowd a lot.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Trinity, weirdly enough.
Mostly Trinity. How did it make you feel?
I mean, nothing.
Really?
And, that's kind of the thing, right? Is that it's Space Jam 1. I don't have nostalgia vision. I hate most things from my childhood.
Sure.
I remember most things from my childhood. I can watch Space Jam 1. I can get drunk with friends and have a rip-roaring time.
Oh, yeah.
Watching this quick, 80-minute kids movie.
Sure, yeah.
Space Jam 2 just felt like a chore. It wasn't,
Yeah.
I'm not under no delusions that Space Jam 1 is good. It's bad.
Oh, yeah. It's terrible.
This is bad.
Well, what makes it more soulless to you, I guess, than the first one? Because we all had such, we had rose-colored 90s glasses back in the day.
I feel like how do I put this? I feel like we've reached, this is Space Jam 1. It's based on a commercial. It's them being look at all these look at these two big pop culture figures we put in this. Also, we put Bill Murray in it. Also, we put the guy from Seinfeld and also Jurassic Park in it. And there's a bunch of little jokes about how Michael Jordan is doing baseball, which he allegedly is doing because of a gambling debt. That's not in the film. That's just metatextual. It's a movie where no one gives a shit because they are aware that this is just a vehicle and that it doesn't for toys, and that ultimately doesn't really matter because it will make $1 billion. But Space Jam: A New Legacy, they care. They care a lot about Space Jam 2.
Oh, yeah.
But they don't care about it in the way I don't know, the Paul Schrader Exorcist movies, he cared about that. They care about it in the way that, the guy who makes Soylent really cares about getting the flavor profile right.
Oh, God. There is a part where LeBron James's, he does this kind of cartoon sort of fall into the earth, sort of Wile E. Coyote style, and whereas you see his silhouette in the ground, and it's just the Nike symbol.
One of the most dehumanizing things I've ever seen.
Felt really uniquely hateful.
Yeah.
Very, very evil.
The first film negates itself because the villain is a metaphor. It is basically the studio making the movie.
Right.
The whole bit in the first movie is that he wants to enslave Michael Jordan and make him perform funny tricks for children forever. And he's going to make them play with a bunch of cartoon characters, even though that doesn't really make any sense. But it will make him a lot of money very quickly. And that's what Space Jam 1 is.
Yeah.
And so just in Space Jam 1, the villain of this film is a clear reference to how the film was developed by an algorithm. By something completely soulless and which doesn't understand humanity, but does kind of know how to manipulate you based on things that you like.
Yeah. And I mean, it's I don't know, it feels a little bit insulting for a movie from a major studio to be kind of referencing these things that exist in our social medias that are mandated to exist by major studios.
I mean, listen, I don't go to see a studio movie to not be insulted. They will insult me. I'm
sure
aware of that. I think the reason this movie is just hits different because it just reminds you of what has changed in 20 years.
Yeah.
It's not a good change.
It's not pretty. Well, it had
Comment down below if you thought it was epic bacon sauce when Rick and Morty showed up.
I forgot about Rick and Morty. Oh my god. That was terrible. That was Rick and Morty. Also, what did you the Michael Jordan cameo, that was really wonderful and super funny.
Okay. In Space Jam 1, I keep bringing it back, but like the perfect way to describe why this film is so particularly soulless is to compare it to its previous soulless incarnation. Film 1, you have the joke of Bill Murray shows up and he goes da 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 da, and then Danny DeVito goes, "What the? I didn't know Dan Aykroyd was in this movie. Silly joke, celebrity joke. It's funny, whatever, who cares? They get in, they get out. That's how a joke works." In this movie, they spend what feels like 20 minutes setting up this joke of Michael Jordan, so you know that it's not going to be Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
It's Michael B. Jordan. And then they have a weird joke to try to make sure that you know that Sylvester the Cat isn't racist for not knowing the difference between Michael Jordan and Michael B. Jordan. In the movie where they cut out the skunk because he's a little rapey, but left in the racist rat and had him say his racist rat phrases.
We need the Pepe cut. We need the Pepe cut.
You think about how much funnier it could have been if they go, they could have had a joke like, we gotta get Pepe back, and then they get the green frog, and Bugs goes, "Not this guy.
Not that guy.
This one's even worse than Pepe Le Pew." And then, it's just not in the rest of the movie.
I can smell those feet from here.
Your toes, darling.
The seagull's feet. Oh.
Pepe Le Pew a foot guy.
Oh my god, that would be...
He doesn't want to join the team because he's too busy thirst commenting on e-girls.
Yeah, they should have brought on like the writers room from Euphoria or something.
just like
make Pepe Le Pew a chaser.
When you cut Pepe Le Pew out, but don't comment in it, which very funnily has the scene where Bugs is looking at a big board.
Yeah.
I gotta get my friends back. It's like one of them's missing.
Hey, bloody thicker than water.
But you do that scene, and I fucking see Speedy Gonzalez on there. I'm like,
oh yeah.
Okay, so that guy gets to stay?
He can chill, he can hang.
They had that guy voiced by Fred Armisen in the cartoon show because they're like, we need to make this character like literally anything else than what he is.
The grandma has to be there. The grandma has Pepe Le Pew? No, absolutely not. Nobody remembers. It's a bad period of history.
Grandma and the racist rat get more screen time than Daffy Duck. A character people actually care.
So basically, I guess in general, what you're trying to tell me is that it's not as good as the original Space Jam.
I mean, it's no. Like, I mean, yes, but no. It is as good as it could be for right now, and that's so miserable and alienating because it's like this is the best a Space Jam movie could be now, and it can't be as good as the original. Not because the original is good, but because corporations have gotten more soulless, so it just feels worse. It's just it's the delta of time. You know what? You get over here. I'm the therapist now.
Okay. I see.
All right. So what did you think? Space Jam 2021.
Space Jam, a new legacy, and a brand new legacy for Space Jam. I think that I thought a lot of things. I thought that it was pretty soulless. It didn't really have any jokes in it, from what I remember.
Do you not remember Big Chungus?
The Big Chungus! Oh, the Chungus! I loved the Big Chungus. I love Rick and Morty. I love all...
Remember when he says... I just remembered a joke. Remember when he says, Hufflepuff? I knew it.
Oh.
Looks at the camera directly into your eyes, and he says, "Nerd alert." And then I think LeBron goes, "I fucking love science."
I fucking love science.
And then Dr.
Okay.
Fauci comes in, and he's doing the meme dance.
The Harlem Shake.
Yeah, the Harlem Shake. Well, no, it'd have to be something from TikTok.
Oh.
He's doing a TikTok dance. He says, I don't know, wear your mask or we won't get Game of Thrones season 12.
Oh yeah, Game of Thrones. Yeah, Warner Brothers, Game of Thrones. Yeah, they own that. They have that. Just so you know, they have that.
How do you feel, by the way, about we talked about the Devils earlier? How do you feel about the Devils being in this movie and not available for purchase anywhere?
I think that's really an interesting decision. I think it's really just kick up as much discussion about this movie that you've purposefully made as unavailable as possible.
It's on Shudder still, maybe?
Not the uncut version.
Okay, yeah.
As far as I'm aware, I don't know. It might be the uncut version. I've worked with kids in kind of like general sort of like different capacities and being kind of in that space, you see a lot of like propaganda of like, hey, join STEM, teach your kid how to code, teach your kid how to C# Python, and that shit is absolutely fucking everywhere. And like the fact that this movie has like a sponsorship from like E3 to show off their like E3 game camp thing where they teach your kid how to fucking code feels really like soulless and evil to me in a way that's like even worse than like, hey, maybe your kid will be a basketball player.
You're right, there's something particularly vile about going from trying to sell children what is going to be absolutely unobtainable dream for them, or maybe it's like slightly obtainable, but it's, you know, selling them an image of glamour that they can aspire to.
Yeah.
Trying to sell your child, or trying to sell directly to your child the idea that the modern version of a coal miner is basically a glamour job. You know, this is the version of like if like a 70s kids movie was just like, I can't wait, or like a 50s kids movie was like, boy, I can't wait to get my job started at the car building factory.
At the Ford.
Which absolutely by the time I'm a legal adult will not be just found a way to be completely replaced and made worthless.
Yeah.
Like one might say that there's a weird agenda in trying to get as many children into coding as possible. Perhaps because then one of the few workforces where there is a consistent unionization effort will have more trouble. Because they can be fired and replaced en masse.
Yeah, just make sure that the turnover rate is enough so that, you know, companies can never be held accountable and policies never improve. And, you know, you're really just like setting your child up for like a life of success with making sure that they are doing contract labor for the rest of their fucking life and don't get to retire. I think that's really stellar. I think that we should be lauding that and putting that in our inspiring movies for children.
The people in tech sort of were hunted straight out of college. And a benefit of that I noticed wasn't, you know, just because it's like to sell them on the sort of rock star lifestyle, but it also meant that they never had a point in their life where they weren't doing full-time adult work that involved living in a dorm and working 80-hour weeks and spending all of your free time with your people that you work with. Because that's what you have to do in college with tech stuff to get through it. So if you get them straight out of it, they're never going to know that there's actually a different kind of life that one could be living. And so it's interesting to me that after that has already become an established, you know, industry standard, that it would become, hey, let's just start even earlier on that. Let's get them used to that. Age 10, baby.
Just normalize it as quickly as possible. Just, you know, live in work communes that were built by Microsoft, and you know, there's a communal shower, and you don't really have any unit laundry, but it's okay. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Put in hundreds of hours of unpaid labor.
Yeah.
Or something. Because then when you get any level of payment of it, you'll be grateful. Isn't this glamorous? You're just like the kid in Space Jam 2.
Don't you want to be just like the kid in Space Jam, A New Legacy?
Don't you want to be exploited by Don Cheadle?
Oh my god, do I? I think it's come time to really address, like, kind of the elephant in the room, the, like, major scandal that this film had, kind of under its wings before release date. They made Lola unsexy, made her big boobs, small boobs, and she's not sexy enough. And it's miserable misery. I can't handle this.
I mean, I think that this film is really demonstrating a commitment to equality by making all of the characters as ugly and unfuckable as possible.
Yeah, it kind of extended to everybody, huh?
Yeah. There's that weird sequence where he makes them all 3D, and I thought that they were setting up this idea of like, oh, maybe they're going to have a self-aware riff here about how 3D animation that they've been pushing looks bad and is less exciting because you can do less physicality with it because it's 3D animated. I mean, there's obviously exceptions to the rule. Spider-Verse does it well. There's some that I've seen that do it well. But they don't. He just does it, and then they go, oh no, we're 3D now. And like it doesn't make them weaker. It doesn't cause any effects. They're just like, oh, we're 3D now.
Yeah.
Let's ball.
And now we're balling. I scarcely even remember anything from that part of the movie. Once they turned to 3D, my eyes kind of glazed over. Well, you got 3D like foghorn, leghorn, chin, nutsack. With beautiful texturing and everything like that. So just like, just the physicality of all of it, just like it makes perfect sense. It translates perfectly fine. There's nothing, no issues, doesn't look ugly.
If you're going to do that, lean into it like, God, for Pokemon Pikachu Detective, to have something over on you. Shameful,
truly. And I mean, yeah, there's something to be said about the soullessness of the characters themselves. Like, as much as I want to get behind, Zendaya, thank you for showing up, but you kind of are not half of the Lola Bunny that Kristen Wiig is in the Looney Tunes show, which is the greatest characterization of Lola Bunny.
That was like such a weird thing about it too, is that the movie had a very obvious intellectual property they could have stolen from.
Sure, yeah.
That show takes these characters that have not been updated in characterization in like 60 years and gives them personalities that riff on their established personalities.
Yeah,
and
well,
this movie just says no. What if we just make Porky Pig rap?
The problem with the Looney Tunes show is that it is objectively good, but it came during an era where, like, everything had a gate suffix attached to it. So it's like Gamergate, Comicsgate, Cartoonsgate, fucking Dildo Gate, fucking Fartgate.
Remember Elevator Gate? That was a real one.
Oh my god, don't even remind me.
Gate was another real one.
Oh god. Yeah, so like there was like that was
Matt Gates.
That one's still going on.
It's still going.
It was just a really volatile time where like anything new and exciting basically got screamed at and harassed directly. So I think they're a little bit hesitant to touch the Looney Tunes show, even though it is the greatest thing that they've done in several decades. In the 90s, we had like girls can dunk and be sexy. Yeah. And now in 2021, we have girls can dunk. So we've really regressed backwards as far as just like misogyny in general.
I think it would be really funny if they found Lola Bunny and instead she'd just become a bit.
Yeah.
High heels on, like she's just like doing like a Lana Del Rey rip.
Oh my god.
Lana Del Rey.
You know what would be even more funny if they found Bugs Bunny and Bugs Bunny was a bimbo? And then you know what would be great is if they found Lola Bunny and Lola Bunny was like a guy.
I will say the one good thing that came out of her design in terms of discourse was that brief moment in time where all of the like toon fucker trans dudes I knew were just like, oh, that's his bandages from his top surgery.
Yeah.
And also the weird one bandage he has on his arm is because he got a phalloplasty.
Oh, you know what's better than Space Jam 2? Men.
Boy boys and men. Yeah.
Boys and men, baby. What's Bug's girl name? It can't be Babs, because Babs is like...
Could be Bugs.
Could be Bugs.
You
Bugsy.
you said that like there's probably not
Okay.
world name.
Yes, I just remember the 3 trans women that I know who are named Bugs.